Hey, what's going on, people? Your boy, man Mike, coming at you guys with a little bit of a different Ask Mad Mike segment. This is Atlanta Falcons news, slash Ask Mad Mike segment. All right, so I just want to get by. First, want to start by saying that rest in peace, Greg Knapp, great guy who was, offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach for the Atlanta Falcons. You go back to the Broncos, the Bears, not Bears, but the Jets. The Jets, all these guys. He's had a wonderful year. Again, if you guys haven't seen the previous video that I did on Greg Knapp, I have a link in the description for you guys or the comments so you guys can check that out again, man. Kind of figure out a little bit more about Greg Knapp, but he has passed away at the age of 58. He leaves behind a wife, 3 daughters, and just a biking accident. So, man, I just want to say to everybody out there, be safe, wear your helmet as always, and just try to be as cautious as you possibly can. All right, but let's get straight to this. Ask Matt Mike segment. This goes out to Hayden Hughes. All right. If this team wants to make the playoffs consistently, what are the top 3 things Terry Fontenot and Arthur need to do or focus on? All right, this is a very good one. So, look, I think one of the things when you look at the Atlanta Falcons, a couple of things have really plagued these guys for the most part. You hear me talk about the small, intricate details of football. So I'm going to start with the first one. The first one that Terry Fontenot has to focus on is depth. Now, we all know that when you look at Thomas Dimitrov for years, this guy only wanted to focus on one side of the ball. And, if you want to be successful in this league, you got to focus on the defensive line and the offensive line. So for me personally, that's the first thing that you have to focus on is the defensive line and the offensive line, right? The trenches. We hear your boy Jude talk sports and me, K-Style. Those guys talk about the trenches all the time. You cannot win football games if you're getting beat on both sides of the ball. So offensive line is something that I want to see Terry Fontenot focus on. I want to see him focus on defensive line also. All right. So, we got guys like Jake Matthews, Matt Gunno for the most part. Don't know how significant his injury is. Don't know if he's coming back. All I know is he hurt and he had surgery. So, when you talk about the left tackle position, I think we're good with Jake Matthews. The left guard position, I think we're good. I like Jalen Mayfield. I think he's going to be a pretty good prospect for the Atlanta Falcons. The center position, Matt Hennessy. We got Drew Dahlman. He's a guy that's going to push for a spot there as well. And you have the right guard position, Chris Lindstrom, who just looks like he's going to be a Pro Bowler for years to come. And Caleb McGarry, in a new system. He's had some inconsistencies as pass protection, but a lot of that had to do with the types of plays and what was required of him. In my opinion, Dirk Koetter is not a guy that, is known for having a consistent run game, no matter where he goes, whether it's Tampa Bay or with the Atlanta Falcons. He's not one of those guys that's been consistent as far as his offensive, running game is concerned. So that's one. The second one for me personally, they got to get turnovers. All right. You got to get turnovers. And Arthur Smith is something that he has to continuously push Dean Pease. And I know Dean Pease is going to be pretty good as far as his defense scheme is concerned. But if Arthur wants to, really win games and they want to make the playoff consistently, this team has to get turnovers. And we're talking about turnovers in bunches. We got to at least have 1 to 2 turnovers every single game. I don't think that's too far-fetched to even ask for that. So you got guys like playmakers like Deion Jones, who's going to make plays. You got guys like Foye Oluokun, who's going to make plays, as well as, young stars. I think Darren Hall is going to be a guy to keep a close eye on. I think Richie Grant, for the most part, is going to make some significant plays. So when you got those types of players on the defensive side of the ball, play make, the ability to get sacked, the ability to make the plays on the ball is something that I think the Falcons are definitely going to have to focus on, as well as, AJ Terrell. AJ Terrell is another guy that I absolutely love, and I think he's going to take his game to the next level. His physicality, his ability to read plays. We all know the play that he made against Alabama in the national championship. He picked the ball off and took it to the house. So he definitely has that ability. And the third one, for the most part, is the red zone efficiency. This is something that is for a long time, all right, since 2016, with the Super Bowls season. Like, this is something that the Falcons have always been able to do, is get, they've always been able to move the ball with Matt Ryan. That hasn't been an issue. Their issue is scoring touchdowns when they get in the red zone. So Arthur Smith is going to have to continue that good resume that he has about, with getting touchdowns and getting to the end zone. Got to continuously be creative, get these guys touchdowns instead of getting field goals. I know Younghoe Koo is a terrific young kicker, and he's going to be fine. But when it all comes down to, the Falcons need more than just they need more than just a couple of field goals. These guys need to be efficient in the red zone. We cannot continuously walk away with 3 points. You got to get touchdowns. So at least in my opinion, I think, if you're going to be 67, I think the Falcons should, aspire to be somewhere in the 70s if you want 70% of the time. Like, at least 70% of the time when you're in the red zone, you got to get touchdown. And if they can get that number, the Falcons are going to be they're going to be a force to be reckoned with if they can get in the end zone, get in the red zone, and at least 70% or more. This team is going to be a force, all right? Got to get touchdowns instead of field goals. Got to get touchdowns in front of field goals. So if this team wants to make it to the playoffs, and they consistently, like Hayden Hughes asks, they're going to have to do these three things again, all right? They're going to have to do these three things if these guys are going to get back into the playoffs, and consistently. We're talking about consistency. Consistency is what champions do. We don't make, make the playoff 1 year and then 2-3 years you make another playoff. You want to be in the playoffs at least every single year. So let me know what you guys think about this. Hayden Hughes, I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, leave your question, ask Mad Mike in the comment section. I will get back to you. So if you guys enjoyed this video, just say I enjoyed at the end of the video as well. All right. Your boy Mad Mike is out, man. Peace. I'm gone.